Hello everyone, where is the Monster Trio? Today I'll be reading One Piece chapter 1147. So, in the last chapter, we had a lot of focus on Gunko and her interaction with the Straw Hats and Colin that were on the ship that they were flying on, and it was good. It was good. I really liked the sort of foreboding and mysterious things that Gunko was saying at the same time as she's like literally kicking the ass of like everyone that was on there on that ship. And yeah, I was just very focused on that. And I think as a whole, not just Gunko, well, also at the end of the chapter, we saw Killingham and Sommers sort of in their fights, right? Their skirmishes and trying to like seize control. And they look good, man. They look good. I think that last chapter did a really great job at establishing the threat of the Gods Knights that are currently on Elbaf, right? Because they were already threats, right? We had Killingham's nightmare creatures that are currently, still causing damage and posing danger, right? But the Gods Knights themselves, they were just kind of chilling, right? And we knew, they're probably strong, right? But we didn't see it yet, right? That's the ultimate test, right? We need to actually see what they can do. And I think they're delivering on the tension, right? They're delivering on the tension. So I'm glad the last chapter did that. It established that, right? Not just with Gunko, but with Killingham and Sommers as well at the end. So that's great. That was great. Again, I liked Gunko's, foreboding language. I really like that double page spread of Dorian Brogy, with Dorian Brogy and talking about the war that's coming. That's, oh my God, that's exactly what Whitebeard said. I mean, we're anticipating it, but I love when it's brought up. And I think it was very cinematic, saying that at the same time as the Giants are like, hacking away at the nightmare creatures, a war, right? Combat. So yeah, it was good, right? And no break, so we're back here soon. Very soon after. And yeah, so let's get into predictions for this chapter. So in terms of spoilers, I do know like two things. I know that Robin and Gaban, Scopper Gaban, are in this chapter. I'm pretty sure. Robin, I'm pretty sure. Scopper, I'm also pretty sure. Like I heard, I didn't. Again, the spoiler I saw wasn't. It wasn't like clear. Like I'm glad these spoilers I see aren't like clear. They're just like terms that are thrown out there. But I'm like 99% sure they are in this chapter and they're gonna do something, right? I'm assuming they're gonna fight. Makes sense, with Colin being kidnapped. That makes sense if Scopper Gaban drops in, and Robin obviously, hoping she we get to see a little bit of her and her and Chopper as well. Chopper, maybe Chopper's also doing stuff. So yeah, I'm assuming in terms of predictions, my predictions aside from that little spoiler I got, what else? I don't know. I think at this point in Elbaf, I think this is very exciting. I'm very excited to read this chapter, by the way, because right now in Elbaf, I think we're in a turning point in terms of the arc. Because right now the Straw Hats are all defeated, right? Well, not all of them, right? We still have the Monster Trio, but all those Straw Hats got essentially, kicked off the ship, right? That doesn't happen in arcs, right? Usually, Straw Hats get their fights later on, and they usually win those fights, and they struggle, at the beginning of those fights, but those come later on, right? The way they were defeated here was almost like a Luffy Kaido situation at the beginning of Wano, right? Not to that extent, right? Because Luffy was completely decimated there. They just got knocked off the ship, but it's in that same sense where it's like they got defeated, right? They still got defeated either way at the very, early on in the arc. So that's obviously, setting stuff up, and it's a turning point, right? I think because the Gods Knights, they have Colin. The kids aren't stopping. I mean, I noticed after I reread the chapter several times that Oda kept showing panels of the children still walking. I think it was like 3 times where it was just a panel of the children continuing to walk. So I think that shows that they're gonna get there to their destination, and I don't think we're gonna stop them unless Gaban or Robin does something in this chapter. But I think what I'm just gonna say is that I think the Gods Knights, if I had to guess, I think we're not gonna win. Right, we might get some win, but I don't think we're gonna fully win against the Gods Knights, because again, I don't think this arc is ending anytime soon, right? So yeah, that's what I think. Something, just either more escalation and more confirmation that of a turning point, or the turning point itself, right? So And as always, an L and a rouge. Please, Oda. We got an NL mention last chapter. That my prayers are working. My prayers are working. I believe that was all me, guys. All me. That's why NL was mentioned. But, you know, showing back up in the story is a different story, right? So, let's see. Let's read the chapter. Let's see. Not read the title. Okay, so, by the way, it says on the website that I'm reading on, it says TCB has it as early English version. So, I mean, right now is the best time I could record. So I'm not gonna usually I don't I wait until they release like just English version instead of early, because I'm assuming translations aren't as good, the scans don't look as good. But this is the only time I could record, so I'm gonna have to read it like this. So hopefully it's good. I've not seen the title of the chapter. We got the Shonen Jump cover for this week. I think I saw this on Twitter. It's Luffy like holding. What's not just obviously not just Luffy, but in terms of One Piece, it's Luffy holding like a controller, like a video game controller, and he's got like a headset on. I like this art of Luffy. It looks pretty good. So yeah, that's the weekly Jump cover. Let's see Didn't see I don't think I saw the Oda note for this week. I finished the 7 Men and Women summer and autumn series. They were fun and exciting despite how dated they felt. So is that like a show or something? Let me do a quick 7. Oh, this is like 7 Men and Women. Oh, it's a I think it's a book. Oh, it's like no, it's a 1986 romance like series. I'm gonna see. That's a TV show. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so, I like how Oda's just telling us what he's watching, like, IRL, like, at this time. Okay, but let's go to chapter. One Piece, haven't seen, chapter 1147, The Things We Find Scary. Whoa, wait, interesting. Because a chapter 11, whatever, 1142, I think it was, that was the things, what was that chapter called? It was, I'm gonna look. It was like chapter 1142. It was when the things I find scary, or as Viz translated it as what I'm afraid of. What I'm afraid of. But here, it's the things we find scary. What could have changed? What does that imply? Does that imply more nightmare creatures are showing up in this chapter? But why would it be we? Because I was probably referring to, I mean, is it just referring to one of the Elbaf children, like in singular? And now I guess maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming that implies more nightmare creatures probably, but we'll see. That's interesting. That Oda already sort of is going for a similar title, very in close proximity in terms of chapters. Cover story, let's see. Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 32. Raizo, the daimyo of Udon, expresses his gratitude. Okay, so interesting. So Raizo is the daimyo of Udon. I think we had seen the prior daimyos. We know Denjiro is Denjiro the daimyo of Kibi? And then who's the daimyo of Kibi? I don't even know. I know we met, Inuarashi earlier. I forgot if he's the daimyo, but we're seeing daimyo, so I guess Raizo's the daimyo of Udon now, which, he's got to do something, right? But we can see Raizo right here. Tama's hugging him. He has like onigiri. They're eating. Who's in the background? Oh, there's someone with there's like people mad in the background with like holding what looks like a Who's Who mask or something. So I'm assuming, we don't see old tier page 1 here, but I'm assuming, obviously they're going to follow Yamato regardless, whether or not Yamato says yes or no. But yeah, so we're just, I guess, setting up that Raizo's now the daimyo of Udon. And yeah, we're continuing our journey. I'm assuming this cover story is probably going to end soon, right? This was like the only detour that we had of this Who's Who plot line. So at this point, we just need to recruit more people in Yamato's crew, or at least have more people join Yamato and then deliver the sword, right, to the shrine. So that's cool. So nice to see Raizo again. Let's begin the chapter. Saul's plea, says the Shonen Jump text. Robin, Chopper, Hyde. I've seen him before. He's a god. Okay, so this is framed as a flashback. So I'm guessing this is before Sommers showed up. So it's Saul saying, Robin, Chopper, Hyde. I've seen him before. He's a godsend. I've seen him before. Interesting. Interesting. So I mean, obviously we know Saul's a vice admiral, but he saw him. I mean, that makes sense, right? I feel like obviously the admirals probably know about the God's Knights and everyone above that, right? But Saul, vice admiral. I think he was in rooms with Sengoku before, right? I think he talked to Sengoku prior. Like I think that was in the Robin flashback. We saw like a scene of him talking to Sengoku. So he has some connections to the top. I mean, he's a giant too, so I feel like that makes sense. So that means Sommers was a God's Knight all the way since then, which makes sense. I mean, he's kind of old. Says I guess Robin and Chopper. So let's move on. Oh, we're moving back to the present. They're immortal. We can't beat them. Uh, the survivor of O'Hara. Well, I guess there were two of you, huh? That's Robin as well. For the children's sake, you gotta stay hidden and wait for the right moment. Uh, continues Saul. So I think what these text bubbles are still in the past, but we're also getting little bits of the present. So we see a panel right here, of Saul on the floor on just like this briar of thorns, and Sommers is right there. This is I'm very excited to see this. Survivor of O'Hara. Well, I guess there are two of you, huh? The Marines sure dropped the ball there. Yeah, they kind of did. So next panel, Saul. We got Saul over here. I think moving, or no, I think what is it? Robin and Chopper are trying to like rummage, or a little bit of rummaging through there. We see Robin holding Chopper, trying to not speak. And then Summer says, huh? So he gets kind of an indication. I wonder if that's just he heard something, or if it's observation hockey, or something of the sort. So he says, Next panel, we got Summer saying, Gunko, you done rounding up the Straw Hats? Are we bringing them back with us? Then Killingham says, Summers, you dolt. You know we aren't here to provoke Straw Hat Luffy, right? We are to carry out our mission and go back home. Okay, so that's, oh my god. Summer's like, bro, are you gonna bring the Straw Hats? Yeah, that would be crazy if they got, wait, what the heck? Wait, did Gunko literally catch and save the Straw Hats? Because they are currently on, I think they're tied up or something. They're all like sitting right next to each other on like a branch or whatever. And Gunko's right, wait, I don't see Colin. Did he already, I don't even know where Colin is, but Gunko's just there. Okay, so we have Summers essentially. He's on the phone with Killingham. He's on the phone with Killingham. Oh no, I just realized. Okay, so Summers and Gunko are in the same spot right now, like next to each other, like in real life, I guess in there. And then the Straw Hats are all next to Gunko right now. Killingham is still over there with at the school, right? So okay, that makes sense. It's interesting how Summers like, we're gonna round them up. Don't provoke him. Yeah, they're just gonna carry out their mission and go home. So again, that proves like if they go home, like who's the antagonist of this arc, Next panel. So yeah, they're all tied up here. Grr, how dare they do that to Saul? And they took Colin too, says Nami. How could you let this happen, Jinbei? I thought we'd be good with you here. Yeah, Jinbei, what happened? Because Jinbei's like especially Nami saying that, right? Because Nami and Chopper and Brook and, those others on Whole Cake Island, Jinbei was a clutch, right? He was like when they were escaping, I think he put out the fire on the Sunny, I think, and then he had the whole green room scene where he's like doing some crazy stuff with the Sunny and in the green room thing when Big Mom created the wave. So it makes sense why Nami be like, we're good with Jinbei. We've counted Jinbei before, but Jinbei couldn't pull through, and then Jinbei says, quit making a racket. I'm trying to think. I wonder, how do we handle this ability? So Jinbei's already thinking of how to handle Gunko's arrow ability. And then I think Usopp says, that lady is scary. I thought it was a goner. That woman. No, it couldn't be, says Brook. Interesting. Okay, because we already found out that Brook knows about the God's Knights in the last chapter. And that was interesting. I wonder if that's going to be, fleshed out in this chapter. If Brook's gonna be like, guys, like, I mean, the God's Knights are like right next to them, so I don't know if that would require for them to like move, and then Brook tells them, or if Brook just wants to say it like with them right there. But interesting. So that woman, now this implies that Brook has met Gunko. Now, if Brook has met Gunko when he, I guess, learned about the God's Knights, what does that say about Gunko's age? That Interesting. Or maybe this was what maybe this was during the time skip instead. If we're gonna go with that, but it's most likely before he became a pirate, which makes sense. So, yeah, they're all tied up. Next panel, what says Brook, and then Gunko holds like a arrow sword at Brook's face. Yeah, she's back, says Usopp. The zombie lady, because she regenerated. So interesting. What is Gunko gonna say? Something about Brook? Kicks Brook in the head. On his skull head, right? She just kicks him on there. He says, Gak. And then, Brook, you there, huh? I'm assuming that's Gunko saying you there. So then Brook says, huh? Your life will be devoted to making music for me. Oh my, you belong to me. Oh my gosh. Huh? Says Brook. Okay, here we go. So this is because she was listening to New World. She was listening to New World. And we were like, does she know it's Brook? Maybe she only knows the song? Nope, she knows it's Brook. And I think I heard, some people theorizing, like, what if she, like, makes Brook a slave or something? And your life will be devoted to making music for me. You belong to me, a slave. Bro, what does this mean? Brook's gonna get kidnapped then, right? He's gonna get, Killingham just said we don't want to provoke Luffy, so I don't know how much pushback Killingham is going to give, because Sommers seems fine on taking the Straw Hats. So at this point, it's like 2-1, right? Killingham's the only one who would be opposed to that. So I feel like Gunko would still get her way in doing this. So what does that mean? What is that? Could they have him tied up? Is Brook's gone, bro? Brook's going to be gone. Probably, maybe. Brook's like, huh? Obviously very confused. And then Nami says, what? She knows Brook's music? No way. Usopp says, she's a Celestial Dragon and a Soul King fan? Exactly. And then Jinbei says, that's one hell of a groupie. Interesting, yeah. Celestial Dragon and Soul King fan, that's crazy. And then Summer says, hey, Gunko, cut that out. I'm not in the mood to pick a fight with an emperor here. Okay, so he's also, I guess he was just wondering. He was just asking. Because, he also, he was... along with Killingham, he was just brought randomly, right? He was even asking Shamrock when they first arrived. He was like, hey, what's the plan? Like, what are we doing? He didn't even know what we were doing. He just knew that he was going to be summoned, right? And then Shamrock told him, we're going to, take these children to the Holy Land. And then Summers was like, oh, that's easy. So I guess he was just asking, like, are we going to take them too? And then Killingham's like, no. And he's like, fine, okay, no. So that makes sense. So it's not in the mood. So it's 2-1. So maybe Gunko might not take Brook. I don't know. ... Let's finish the job, says Summers. So maybe Brook's safe. I don't know. Next panel. My sincerest apologies, young lady. My Captain Straw Hat Luffy gave me a second lease on life. Since then, my loyalty has been to him alone, says Brook. Bro. We got this nice panel. White background, the young lady. It's like what he said to Big Mom. I like when Brook, talks like this, right? And then Gunko says, and if refusal means forfeiting your life, Brook says, I would sooner embrace death than live without honor. Bro, let's freaking go, man. Goated Brook moment right here. Definitely, Big Mom type vibes. What kind of fool would, charge in with, with the intention of, like, dying or something. I would sooner embrace death than live without honor than, not be loyal to the person who gave me a second lease on life. Let's freaking go, bro. My go, Brook. Let's go. And then we got the dun. Nice. Next panel. Brook, says Usopp. Oh, she's gonna kick. Bro, Gunko, chill. She, like, kicks him and he gets kind of sent flying backwards. Bro. And then she's like, and she, like, kind of adjusts herself, I think. And, so she's just pissed. And, oh my god, is she continuing to kick him? Brook, says one of the Straw Hats, and ... We good, Killingham, says Summers. Yeah, go ahead, says Killingham. So I think what they're going to do is that they're going to... Because Killingham is at a pill bug, Denden Mushi. And what he's going to do is he's on the phone with Summers, and Summers is going to talk through the normal Denden Mushi, and then whatever he says will be transmitted onto the big one, and that's going to be, Elbaf wide in terms of the message. And I'm guessing he's going to say, like, oh, we have your children, surrender to us, or surrender to the government, or we're not going to give them back, or something like that, right? It's a hostage situation, right? Next panel. Oh yeah, ahem. Can you hear me? Warriors of Elbaf. So now we get a full panel of Elbaf. Dun, now it's sort of establishing that he's talking to everyone, right? Who's that? Says one of the giants. Or this is the Western Village probably. So we got the transponder pill bug, another one that's they said they were stationed at different important points in Elbaf. So they got the one at this village, giving this message, a transmission, and we got one of the night. Is that a nightmare creature in the background? He's like a pumpkin head. What the heck? I don't think we saw that one. It's like a jack-o'-lantern. Anyway, so next panel we got Sommers saying, "I'll bet by now you're feeling the pressure from all these abnormalities. This is our handiwork." Okay, so he's confirming. Next panel, I'm the dagger of the Holy Land Marijois, Sommers of the Gods Knights. And these are new nightmare creatures. Oh my gosh, I see. Okay, so we have the same Draugr, and we have like I think this is a new one. It's like a guy with a spear. And we have like a dragon thing on like the top. And then on the left, we have like a dog spider. It's like a dog. It's like a spider tarantula with like a dog's head on top. What the heck? Interesting. We're getting new ones. Next panel, Artisan Village. So this. Yeah, finally a new village, because we've been focused on the Western Village, and that's I think probably the most important one. But yes, we're looking at other villages now. Because Elbaf is not gonna lie, it's felt kind of small, right now, and I mean, and I don't blame that necessarily on Oda, because like we're just with the situation right now, it doesn't lend itself to like exploring. Like, we're not exploring right now. We're trying to beat the creatures, but I'm glad we're seeing other places in Elbaf, right? So we have Artisan Village, Southeast Region, Realm of the Sun, Marijois. So they're with the world government. What do they want? Says the giants there, and they're trying to fight this. I think it was the same drat. No, it was different. This is like a bird lion thing. It's like a interesting. Next panel, Chief. This is broadcasting all over Elbaf. Dorian Brogy right here. Also, this is on the ship, right? The Dorian Brogy are on right now. This is broadcasting all over Elbaf. At the moment, says Sommers, they're exposing themselves, says Brogy. Then we got Hunter Village, Northwest Region. Are the kids okay? Says one of the... they have like different designs. They got like a animal coat, like animal head coat things on their head. Like Garp. Like, remember Garp used to wear like the dog on his head, right? They have like kind of that design. They have like they're all using like bow and arrows too, man. That's cool. I like that. Are the kids okay? Says the giants there, and then Sommers continues. You are probably already aware, but at the moment you are probably already aware, but we are currently in the middle of kidnapping 10 children. Okay, there's 10 children from this country. And we've already taken down a certain orange bearded guy who was trying his darnest to free them. And we got Sommers, and he's like standing on top. Whoa, what is this? So we see another like nightmare creature in the background, but we see Saul on the floor right there, and Sommers is standing on this giant, part of the giant briar of thorns that he made, and the end of it that he's standing on has like a serpent's head. So did he literally what? That's a serpent's head. This is not one of the nightmare creatures. This is like it's like this long, almost snake-like briar of thorns. And there's a snake head at the end of it. So is that part of his ability as well? Interesting. So he's saying, we beat Saul, and then something happened to Mr. Saul, says Angie in the next panel, and who is still in sleep paralysis. And then killing him, ... And then Sommers continues, in short, you naively assumed those brats would be kept safe, but they're still storming toward our goal, which is the ships, probably. Saul says, this is now the Western Village. We got Jarl and everyone else here. Next panel, it's showtime. This is at the school. It's showtime. Too bad we don't have a video feed. Do you remember the names of all the kids we had march out of here, says Killiam. Of course, says Angie. All right, then you'll inform the parents. It's about time for the children to wake up from their dreams. Interesting. Okay, so they're going to wake up. So you inform the parents, so it's interesting to say, but okay, so why would they just... I mean, would that cancel out the... Oh, clearly it wouldn't, because we had Sommers when Killiam asked him to think of salt, right? He fell asleep, he got the thought out of his head, and then he woke up, and the salt didn't disappear, so that doesn't mean, so I guess they're just going to have, I guess they're getting close then, so, because what's the point of not just keeping them, like, asleep? I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Next panel. Hey, what are we doing walking? Okay, so they woke up now. So we got some of the children saying, "Hey, what are we doing walking out here? Where are we going?" "Dunno, but I bet it's far away." "Nuh-uh, this is branch 18, the way back home." "Yeah, but our bodies are still moving on their own, aren't they?" And then they're just walking obviously in a straight line, but they can't do anything about it. Okay. Next panel. So we're not going home, but I want my mommy. I want my daddy. You can't see them. You can't see them. Oh, this Colin's here. Oh, Colin got placed on the line. He's at the front of the line now, in front of Ilva. You can't see them. We've been kidnapped. So obviously Colin knows the situation. He's like trying to explain to all the kids, and they're walking. Interesting. Okay. Next panel. What? So yeah, they're all free. They all say what at the same time, and then Colin says, "Calm down. I'm here. I'm not like you weaklings. I'm a warrior." Yet he got absolutely, handled by Gunko. And next panel. Yeah. Oh, there's some nightmare creatures approaching them, like this big dog thing. And with the ghost with the top hat. Yeah, it's a monster and a ghost. Colin. I wonder if I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, there were more kids that were asleep, so this might not be the same. One of these kids might not have, their nightmare creature might not be this one. These ones. Colin, help! Yeah, Colin's also, was one of them, like, what he's afraid of as well? Maybe? Actually, I don't think he fell asleep, so I don't think that was possible to summon. Yeah, and then, so they're not gonna hurt them, right? The nightmare creatures? Probably not. Next panel, double page spread. Saul seems to have been taken out. So this is the ship with Gaban and Dory Brogy. Saul seems to have been taken out. Turn back. We're going to rescue the kids. Chiefs, about that. The ship has sprung a leak, and we've got broken oars. Says one of the giants on there. Damn it, what's this creature supposed to be? Not sure. Some kind of beastly woman? Oh, is it the mother? Looks like kind of looks like my missus. Ooh, it's like the mom, right? The mom that one of the children said was their fear. You're in for a beating. The one over there looks like my wife. Oh my god, huh? Hang on, aren't these things just the kids' fears come to life? Bence your kid, right? Bence, is that the name of one of the kids? Bence your kid, right? Yeah. So, if what Bent finds scary is his mom, then that means their mothers. Ooh, whoa. Their mothers. Ah, what? Anyone would be scared by that, even us. Oh my gosh, we got this is multiple mothers. It's not even that kid Ben. I guess that was not the only kid that was afraid of their mom, because we got two of them. They almost got two Walmart big moms. They're on the ship, bro. They look scary, bro. Oh my gosh, some giants are falling off too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we can't do this. Our spirits aren't strong enough. So even the husbands are like, nah, we can't do that. Even Dory, I wonder if Dory and Brogy, do they have partners? I don't know, but Dory Brogan, I think Oimo, is that Oimo? They're all just like, oh my god, they're freaked out. They're scared. So I'm guessing this is where Scopper Gaban comes in. I'm sorry for always going out drinking, Mom. Ma, I shouldn't have forgotten to take out the trash. Forgive me for eating the honey cake meant for our guests. Chiefs, this is bad. The island clouds have drifted away. Oh no, we're going down. Oh my god, they're getting, yeah, because the island clouds are getting messed up. They're about to fall to their, probably not deaths, hopefully not. But next panel. Oh, we're just moving back to Sommers. Sommers is still, yeah, that thorn that he's on, this branch of a thorn, that has a snake's head. So, oh my god, they actually crashed. I see in the background. Oh my gosh. Gee ha ha ha, the ship of the mighty giant warrior pirates just crashed. Some strong dream demons got him. The odds seem to only get worse for those brats. Okay, so he's still saying this, transmitting it to everywhere. Let's keep this brief. I am now addressing the legendary warrior Mountain Beard Jarl. Ooh. I want to see what he says, what he tells to Jarl. Because Jarl, we've been theorizing what really happened with the situation 14 years ago. So let's see. No, Dory and Brogy couldn't have, says Jarl. So he's, because they just told him that the ship crashed. So Sommers continues, seeing as the king's gone, you will speak for Elbaf. Okay. Let's see. So what is Jarl going to say? It can't be. The giant warrior pirates Sval crashed. Svar, I think it's Svar. Says Ripley, so we're Sir Ripley now. I hope the chiefs are safe. Let's hurry. So, oh my God. So, did they? Oh, the ship's like right there. They crashed like kind of next to where they were. Ripley, we got Ripley carrying Frankie, and we got Bonnie and Lilith as well. And then they're trying to go see the ship and what happened. Sommers continues. Our goal is simple. You giants will serve as our battle thralls. Otherwise, we'll see just how valuable those brats are. These brats are as hostages. Okay, that's what we expected. I'm sure you're all curious about the 10 kids and where they're going, right? Ooh, we got a map of Elbaf. So we got a map. So from left to right, let's see. So we got the castle over there, the Western Village with Jarl. Then over here we have the Giant Warrior Pirates, who are not on the same branch, but they're like kind of crashed down on some parts of the tree below. We got Ripley and Frankie going near them, and we got this branch. So the branch that the children are walking on, yeah, the 10 children, they're going toward kind of on the same branch that the Western Village is on, and they're going to go on the port of the Western Village and on a ship and down the rainbow, which is also drawn here, so the rainbow hasn't disappeared. And we got Sommers and Gunko on the branch that the children are walking on, although the children are now way ahead of them. Sommers, Gunko, Saul, and the Straw Hat crew, they're all there. Oh yeah, do Robin and Chopper even know that? I'm assuming they know the Straw Hats are also there, the rest of them, but they're tied up, so. And then the library of the school all the way on the right with Angie, Principal Kiba, who's knocked out, and then Killian. Okay. I like me some maps. This is like the anime. The anime is going to use this in their like recaps at the beginning of the episodes when they get here. Next panel, Angie says, I have the names of the kidnapped children. The first one, so she's just giving them, right? I mean, she's sleep paralysis, so she can't really do much. The first one is, so they can tell. So they make sure, obviously, if they're hostages, you want to let the people know who they are so they can, like, kind of get an idea so they can maybe be more inclined to, comply with the deal. So the first one is Ylva. Oh my God, isn't that Jarl's great-great-granddaughter or something? Oh no, Jarl's gonna be like, shit, no. Wah, says Ylva, so Ylva's crying. Ylva, my great-great-granddaughter, Lord Jarl. Next we have Scotty. We're helpless, says Scotty. Olaf. I think we heard Scotty and Olaf before. A dream. This is just a dream, says Olaf. Because the nightmare creature's right in front of them. Captain, that's my grandson, says, oh my God, is that Oimo or am I tripping? I don't even know, bro. Ouch, says Brogy. So they crashed down. Colleen. Okay, we haven't heard this one. Colleen. I have the worst luck, says Colleen. Mug. I know I'm strong, but I can't stop, says Mug. Ronya. It's okay. Everything will work out in the end. This one kind of looks like Chimney from Water 7. And then ... We got a Kraken octopus thing attacking like a building. Looking at this village, one of the giants says, why did it have to be my daughter? They were on branch 8, right? I'll go save her myself. So yeah, we're getting some people recognizing these children. Bent, who is, we heard of him. Mama's gonna be so mad. Johanna, at least you have parents. Damn, she's an orphan, bro, what? She also has the same Oni horns. And then Bjorn, just save me at least. Yeah. And then they didn't mention Colin, which makes sense because Colin just arrived, right? He's at the front of the line. It was just those 9, but so they add on. So Sommers says it was just those 9, but later on another was taken because he came to save his friends. You suck, Bjorn. How could you say something like that? Bjorn's like, hey, at least save me, bro. Everyone else, I'm kind of fine, bro. Just save me though. Sorry, says Bjorn. The little warrior Colin, he makes 10. Oh, Scopper. Dude, Scopper gonna pull up on the god. Dude, wait. Scopper, we haven't even seen him, bro, when he hears this shit. Oh my God. Oh, obviously Ripley too. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? Colin, says Ripley. Obviously Ripley hears now. You hear that, Ripley? Our boy sure is something. Who's saying that? Is that? Oh yeah, Scopper. So they visited the crash site of the thing, and then Ripley's currently has Scopper on the palm of her hand. And Scopper's like, you hear that, Ripley? Our boy sure is something. This isn't the time to brag. And this is kind of far away. I feel like Scopper could get there pretty quick, right? Now we'll make our demands, says Jarl. Not Jarl, Sommers. Listen closely, Elbaf. Warriors have no need for schools. They don't need libraries or their pointless history either. Set them ablaze and swear your allegiance to us. Oh, so they actually want them right now to burn down the school and everything there. Oh, that means the library. No. We can't let this happen. We can't let this happen. The dun. You got the dun right there on the establishing shot of the school. If you don't, we're going to kill your kids off one by one. Help, save us, says the kids. The hell did he just say? Oh, let's go, bro. Gaban's just like, he's pissed, bro. He's pissed. You know, we know where the kids are. Let's go save them. I'll smash them to bits. So now they're like, Gaban was like, yeah, call it. He got kidnapped. What a crazy kid. Now he's like, let's go, bro. Let's go. So let's see. Next panel, Elder Jarl. The choice is yours. Okay, so since he decided that Jarl's going to be the one to choose. Mine, says Jarl. Please wait. That's too cruel. Says Angie, says Angie. Please wait. That's too cruel. So Killian kind of gives her a dirty look, like a side eye. Angie says, this school is a symbol of Elbaf's peace, and the library not only safeguards our long history, but also the secrets of the world that the scholars of Ohara sacrificed their lives to protect. Okay, you don't gotta say all that, Angie. I don't know if they know, but you don't gotta say all that. But also the secrets of the world that the scholars of Ohara sacrificed their lives to protect. It doesn't just belong to Elbaf. You sure are a big mouth, says Sommers. So Sommers even is like, bro, what are you saying? Next panel. Robin, don't do it. Ooh, we got a Chopper trying to calm down Robin. Is Robin gonna do something? Dude, wait, this is hype. Yeah, son, please. Gaban. Yeah, Ripley, I guess, requests Gaban to just go instantly, and he runs up. Bro. Dude, the hype. Oh my god, Oda's building this up so well. Oh my gosh. And these two panels are right next to each other. Very small panels, but you can kind of tell what's going on. Ooh, I'm not going to let that happen. End of the chapter. Robin and Scupper Gaban at the end. I guess, yeah, that's kind of the spoiler I got. They didn't, okay, so this is going to be next week. Or not next week, because I think there's a break, but I'm not going to let that happen. Both of them say it at the same time. An unlikely duo springs into action, says the Shonen Jump text. One Piece chapter 1147, end. Oh my god, that's so interesting. Robin and Gaban. Interesting. Right, obviously, Robin, I mean, it makes sense, right? Now, what's at stake, right? Saul got defeated. The library, all the will of Ohara. Oh my god, this is so good, right? I know people were, disappointed that Robin wasn't doing anything, right? Kind of prior to when Saul was there initially, before Sommers, right? When they were trying to save the kids. But, the situation wasn't bad, right? I mean, Robin, especially with her devil fruit, she couldn't really, it's not great. Sommers' devil fruit kind of counters her, right? And then afterwards, Sommers came, and then he kind of destroyed Saul, and then people are like, well, what's Robin going to do? And I want Robin to do something too, not going to lie. I'm like, I wasn't doom and gloom, right? But like, I was like, hopefully Robin does something. This is great. And I think it's even better because it's not just for Saul. Because in this chapter, Oda established that the library and all the books and exactly what Angie says, it just doesn't just belong to Elbaf. So there's something much greater at stake here, as well as Saul. And I think that is great motivation for Robin to act. And the fact that she's going to act is so good, bro. Let's go, Robin. Looking, very determined. Her eyes are kind of drawn differently. Is that how Robin's eyes usually are? I don't think so. Like kind of like it's like activating her Sharingan or something. But I think it's just like the classic, like, determined eyes. In the anime it's more apparent. It's like when the female, usually happens with female characters, right? When their eyes like turn pink. I think that's kind of what's being portrayed here. And then Scopper Gaban, obviously, so interesting. They're gonna fight at the same time, I guess, dude. So yeah, Robin and Gaban versus Gunko and Sommers, right? 2v2, because Killingham's not with them, so. And obviously, we know why Gaban's doing this, right? He's got to protect this kid. He's smiling with his axe. Great stuff. So again, yeah, this, I think, next chapter, and no monster trio. We didn't even get the monster trio listening to the thing. And I doubt that the transmission doesn't reach the underworld, right? Unless it just doesn't for some reason. Oh, I guess they might not have a transponder snail there, right? Because it was at important points. Why would you have it in the underworld? I mean, I would have it in the underworld, right? I mean, it's one of the layers of Elbaf, but if they don't have it there, then they wouldn't be able to hear it. Interesting. That's interesting. So very, interesting location the Monster Trio are at right now. But yeah, they heard the call. They're gonna do stuff. Yeah, next chapter is gonna decide a lot. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure there's a break next week because of Golden Week in Japan. This is a mandated. It's not like Oda's going on break because he wants to. I'm pretty sure Shonen Jump in general is on break. So unfortunate because I'm like, 3 chapters in a row, and these chapters, we're in turning point in Elbap. Something's gonna happen. Unfortunately, gotta cut it short, but it's fine. I think this chapter. Oh my god, I love this ending, and I love the dual panel thing. Oh my god, I love dual panel thing. Saying it at the same time. It's like when at the end of Whole Cake when Saul, no, not Saul. What am I saying? Sanji and Zeph were like first eat, then we talk, and then it's like both of them say at the same time. Double. It's like I love that thing. I love it. Very, the framing and presentation of it's very good. Good chapter. Yeah, yeah. I've said what I've got to say. So yeah, this good chapter. We'll see. We'll see what happens in 2 weeks. So see ya.